This is Yarra Junction Primary School. We're in the eastern part of Metro Melbourne, right on the outskirts. We're an Anglo-Saxon community. We are a disadvantaged community. Our SFO is at 0.7. About 60% of our families are on EMA. And it's a school that over years has had a circle of poverty attached to it. In the beginning, our school went through a diagnostic review a number of years ago, which was probably a watershed time and a light bulb time. We thought we were doing really well. Our data had gone up, but I think it was very much cohort driven. It wasn't an embedded practice through our school. When we were told we were getting a diagnostic review, was one of the worst moments of probably my career and a lot of senior people in the school. We went away and unpacked and started to do research and look at what really is going to improve this school and these children. We then looked at, and we had looked at data, but we hadn't probably looked in depth at data till this time. So we unpacked the data right down to its lowest form, and we started to find some problems of practice with our data. First thing we looked at was we unpacked our NAPLAN for 4 years, and our AIM/NAPLAN. And we still do this today. We unpacked it to find out what was the common things that our kids continually were getting wrong. And it was an alarming thing when we unpacked it for 3 years and found that the same question put in different various forms, our kids were continually getting wrong. So straight away we saw, hang on, our teachers can't teach this area. So we then went back and started to run PD explicitly on teaching that area. The literacy and numeracy coordinators / coaches here audit the time spent on teaching. From planners that come in from the teachers, they then look at how much of that time did the teacher say they were going to use explicitly. Our coaches here must spend 2 hours in every teacher's grade per week. And then the teachers are given 45 minutes reflection with the numeracy coach and the literacy coach on top of their normal 2.5 hours time release. About 5 years ago, we decided to get everyone's planners in, and we looked at them and we put them all on the floor as a leadership group. And we thought, let's have a look at the planners and see what we have. We were amazed. We had some people that wrote one sentence. We had some people that wrote half a book for a week. But one thing that came out from all the planners, they were all tasks driven. The kids would do this task. The kids would complete this Maths Plus activity. The kids would do this maths program. What there wasn't in there was the kids will learn. This skill will be taught. And there was nothing for the teacher to say at the end of this class, how will I know that this activity has been taught and the skill's been taught? And how do I assess it? And from that assessment, do I need to go back? Do I need to revise it? Do I need to change it? We have targets that are team targets. We have, of course, our annual implementation plan. Each team has a target. And why they have a target, and we have junior, middle and senior, is that there are cohorts in their groups who need specific things, specific skills they need to improve. And it might be at the moment our grade 3s are struggling in the area of writing. So that middle school team has a target directly related to those kids and their writing. We still have an overall target for writing in our school, but for those students it's specific and targeted to them. So what are the teachers going to do? What skills are we going to help them to provide? And what assistance are we going to provide the students as well? We have team leaders, but they are skilled in understanding data, in understanding student learning, and understanding what best practice looks like in our school. And any of my team leaders know exactly the data of our school, but so do my teachers as well. So everyone knows the direction of the school and everything here. And the final thing I'd say is whole school. There are no island states. Everything we do is whole school. Every implementation is whole school. Everyone does the same thing because everyone's got to be on the same path of student learning. And that's probably been one of the biggest things that we've done. As a principal at Yarra Junction Primary School, the single most important function that I perform would be to oversee student learning. And if I go back a number of years ago, I probably were doing management roles and not leading. So the change in that is that I lead the school improvement. So I have a finger to know exactly what's going on, but I impart that knowledge back to team leaders who we've skilled up, but I've also put that back onto my coaches, etc. But at no stage do I not know the data of my school, the data of my kids, or where our school is going. I also go into grades. Far too long, I didn't go into grades enough for the positive things to say to a teacher. Yeah, I really liked it. That was fun. That was enjoyable. but it gives me a pulse of my school. It says to me, is the coaching working? Because I can go in there and see. And if I start a lesson and I see that the teachers are teaching a skill and I know the learning that's going to happen, and I talk to the kids and say, what are you learning? And they can come back to me and say, I'm learning this and this is, and I would ask, how are you successful? The students can tell me. And I can even do that in a prep grade and the kids will tell me what they're learning. We became what I would call, I shouldn't call it, a welfare school. Because we're low socioeconomic, you can spend all day, you can spend every minute of your day on welfare. But we turned that around in the kids, the parents, and I know a lot of principals struggle with that because they will spend every day with the issues that happen and not on student learning. So that's probably the biggest change that we started to, when we were putting this diagnostic, that we started to think, hang on, we're doing 14 welfare programs, but we're doing 2 pedagogical programs. This is not making sense. Everyone here understands that we want to get the kids to the state benchmark and above. Just because we're low socioeconomic, it's not an excuse for us to use for our kids not to attain the state targets. And we must remember as a community that for our kids to get out of poverty or to get out of their environment, education is their only way. So they have to be at the state benchmark. They have to be above when they go to high school. And so we make sure that's a whole school philosophy and it's driven by everyone here.